Hello, everybody, and welcome to Aneria, the Shattered Realm, Session 18. We're back, and we have a full party.
Yes,
it is a party tonight. I am so happy to be here with all of you. Thank you for joining me. It is the highlight of my week. And you know what else is the highlight of my week? Because I can have more than one. Joining us on Twitch or YouTube on Fridays, where we do art streams, or we do... What's the other thing that we do?
Paint.
Yes. That's a different type of art. I'm totally with it tonight.
Yeah, physical, digital.
Yeah, and it's going to be fun. It's always fun.
And with enough tips... Never mind. I don't know
yeah, we don't want...
You can give us magic items.
Technically, that's how you guys got the helmet teleportation, so...
Yeah.
If you guys like them having overpowered stuff, keep donating.
In other words, we can be bribed.
Yes. Yes, we can. Also, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Specifically, like this video, I want you to comment your favorite moment from tonight. I'll probably remind you at the end of the episode, too. But I just want to see what everybody likes, and if there's something that you really disliked, well, keep it to yourself.
Comment that too.
Okay. Oh, right, sure.
If you really didn't like it, skull and crossbones. If you really did like it, skull and crossbones. Twice. 3 times.
Give me a squid.
And a squid.
Yep, and a squid for Cal and Maria. And then, finally, thank you to Syrinscape for your wonderful
Every
sounds.
time. Moo.
Yep.
Moo.
It's always great to have you join us in the evening. Not sponsored, but we do like to make sure that they get a nice shout out so that
cow level.
You can check it out too. Yeah. You missed that last time. There was a cow versus 3 sheep fight after the after
It was
the one
brutal. That cow had not been milked.
Yeah,
in a long time.
It milked that fight.
Did it have a halberd
Yes.
too? Moo.
Halberd cow.
Moo.
Yep.
From like Diablo.
But I think, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into tonight's episode. Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. Last session, there was a little bit of a kerfuffle, some would say. You did manage to win your bet, which, by the way, you liked. It was a 2-to-1 ratio.
2-to-1?
I watched the episode back on playback, and so everybody needs to minus 1,000 gold that one. So you get 2,000 gold, Preston, because you weren't here to collect your winnings last time.
Perfect.
But Bolt and Alomah need to minus 1,000 gold because, I'm not going to make that mistake again.
Cheaters.
But after being able to...
Yeah, it was cheating. Definitely not incompetence.
Yes. After not only winning your bet, but being able to save the fairy dragon as well, you talked to Krauth, who gave you who gave you a brief kind of conversation about how he thinks he's being framed in the city, that somebody's been taking all the people that owe money to him.
He thinks it's his stepmom.
He thinks his stepmom might be involved. Yep. Does anybody remember her name? I don't think you probably wrote it down.
Ralph.
Mona.
Yep, Mona. And
Yes. Frothmouth.
Very impressed with the note
getting so much better.
Yep. I reward it.
Well done.
After that, you guys went off and searched for anything that you could find out about Krauth's issues, trying to clear Andraste's name and hopefully save her in the process. Not clear her name, but clear her debt. Basically, that was what your...
Yep. Yeah, we said we
agreement
wanted
was.
her debt cleared.
Yes. Meanwhile, Aramis went to a tavern and had poor luck trying to find Theravix, the man he is here to kill. And you also spoke with a tiefling lad who kind of gave you a nice little conversation about how you don't need to always blindly follow justice, and
a feather.
he gave you a feather. Yep.
A feather of getting out of trouble.
Yes.
Maybe.
The second time we've got a cool feather.
In Aneria, that means now you're betrothed.
Huh? Well,
Yeah.
Cool.
I do love handing out feathers, don't I?
I think feathers are cool, man.
Those are sweet.
After that, you went searching for basically the seedier part of town, trying to find your friends, thinking that they might end up there. And instead, you ran into a half-orc and a dwarf who promptly knocked you unconscious when they heard that you were in debt to Krauth and also a wanderer about town without any sort of connections to the town itself.
So they thought.
So they thought, yes. So you woke up in a cell. You found that you were surrounded by 13 dwarves, because that was what we decided was the other 13
Good for
were all
both for
dwarves.
Bombor. Yeah.
Yep.
You know.
Perfect. and Andraste as well.
Yes.
The guard came in, fed you guys, said he'd be back in 6 hours, so you planned it out. You choked him out. You and the rest escaped and ran right into
The rest of the
guards in the warehouse. And you thought all was lost, but thankfully, thanks to Lunira's grace and a bunch of copper pieces handed to a bunch of gnomes, you were rescued by the door exploding inward and Alomah and Bolt standing there ready to fight.
I heard Dora the Explorer.
Dora the Explorer is
exploding inward.
Dora the Explorer inward.
She imploded.
Can you say TPK?
That's what happens when you put a bag of holding in a bag of holding.
Yep.
Dora implodes.
Yep.
That's when you put the map in the backpack.
Yep.
Can you say
Yes.
muerte?
Yeah, we decided we're not very good with stealth, and we just went front door, front door.
and then like as you guys were running in, that's when Alomah remembered that he had passed without trace.
I was already halfway through kicking the door down.
By the way.
So once again, in true Victor is not here fashion, Alomah started a fire in his honor.
the building down.
Burned the warehouse down. The dwarf got away, but you managed to cast Hold Person on. I think who cast Hold Person?
I dimension doored in front of them.
Yeah, I
Did
think
you.
He did
You
hold person.
held them with something.
Yeah, I
I
think
held them.
no, because you got banished at one
That's
point
right.
during the fight. But
right.
one of
Somehow
you cast
we-
Hold
Oh,
Person.
no, I got
Yeah.
from my the soul.
Your
That's
soul
right.
core, yeah.
I was
That's
able to use a couple charges and hold person.
And he was frozen there. You asked him if he knew Theravix. His eyes went wide, and that's where we ended the episode. All right, so once again, we are not going to start with the cliffhanger like we did last episode. We're actually going to start pretty far out of Meestead. Not too far out of town, but enough that it's turned to farmland, where a lone member of the Eight Rings is watching a bounder farmer as he returns his half-beaten bounder to its pen. Victor, what are you doing?
Victor is plotting how he can create the great bounder exodus from this horrible place.
You're gonna
And
Moses them?
I'm let my people go.
Split the oily lake. Split it out.
You do notice that, like, there are a lot of bounders kind of pushed in together. Like, this is definitely more of a factory than
Puppy
a farm.
farm.
Yeah.
Or bunny farm. Okay, so I basically want to scope out and see where I can find any weak points in there, in like the doors, like entrances, exits, and then see if I can also identify any bounders that might not be where I can see them. You know what I'm saying? If I get one, I want to get all of them.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an investigation check.
That is a 6+ investigation, so that's going to be 7. I'm going to do so that's going to be 11.
11. You do notice that there is a barn, but you're not sure what's in there without like getting
Okay,
closer.
okay.
But there is this large pen that has basically boundaries wall to wall. And as far as the locks are concerned, you know what kind of security they have here. It literally is just a standard like pen with a latch. Like
Okay.
there's no extra guards wandering around. There's no padlocks or anything like that.
And would there be any way that I could get my daggers into the lock mechanism so that I might be able to like stage a bunch of them and then pull them at the same time?
Yeah, like I mean, there are 3 or 4 of these kind of. Again, they're not really locks. They're more just like the latches.
Oh, just latches.
Yeah, so like you could definitely like get your daggers all into position underneath them and then like unlatch them all at the same time. That wouldn't be too difficult.
Well, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to cast Zephyr Strike.
Okay.
So I move fast. I'm going to click my boots of speed, so I'm stupid fast.
Yes.
And then I'm just going to
Natural.
I'm going to flash it.
Okay.
I'm going to run around, flip the things up, and then I'm going to go as soon as it's up. As soon as it's up, I need to make a loud noise. I'll just holler like and tell them to run.
Okay.
You know, I'll just scare the bounders to get them to all stampede kind of direction. And while they go that way, I want to go.
So you're just gonna
towards
start
the barn.
shouting.
Yeah, I'll just like start shouting. If they don't respond, then I'll do my.
Okay.
thunderous
Give me intimidation or animal handling, whichever one you prefer.
Let's do. Which ones? Intimidation, animal handling. Let's do animal handling. I'll do 14.
Yeah. So it's not difficult to go around and unlatch, especially with your speed.
Yeah, run! All of you, go!
And as soon as like one of them like pushes, like they all kind of shift at your words, and one of them kind of pushes against one of the gates, and that gate swings open, and they all just like see the opportunity and start bounding away, and start like pushing their way out. However, like the door does swing open, and you see a very like surprised looking farmer standing there, and in his hand he's got kind of this ornate metal pole with like a crystal on the end of it.
Okay.
And he goes, what are you doing? Come back!
And at this point, he would have had his like hood drawn really close. I mean, he's wearing the same clothes, so it's like.
Wait a minute.
But,
Perception check. Don't I know you?
and when he says that, I am going to throw one of my daggers at him.
Okay.
And try and hit him with it. And it'll be Cinderhearth. I will use my flame on this one. So that's going to be 8.
Now you're murdering the local ranchers?
I mean, are you going for?
I'm not going
the kill?
I'm not going for dead. I want to incapacitate him.
Okay.
And get that whatever that rod is. I want to make sure it's not like controlling the boundaries and like get it from him.
So I'm essentially thinking that you're going pommel first without activating your fire.
Unless it,
or like throw. You can throw it pommel first. That's not a problem. For me.
I think you would hit him, and then based on if he was like hardy and you felt like it didn't quite purchase, he'd probably activate the flame.
Okay.
But if not, then he'd just do.
Okay.
And that'd be 8 plus my 11, so that's going to be 19.
Yeah, that's gonna hit.
Okay, and he'll just.
Yeah. So you throw your dagger forward after he says, "Don't I know you?" and it smacks him right in the forehead, and he just collapses backwards to the ground. Yep.
Okay, I'll switch places with the dagger in the interest of trying to be fast.
Okay.
Grab whatever he had in his hand, and then I'm going to beeline it over to the barn to see what's in there.
Okay, sounds good. So quick on over to the barn, throw open the latch again, open it up, and inside
More bounders.
One bounder. The largest bounder that you have ever seen. Darian held the previous record as like a large creature.
Okay.
This thing is at least
Super bound.
gargantuan.
Mother of all
Dire
bounders.
bounder.
And it does have spines along its back, and it does have an extra 2 set of feet. And it looks up at you, and as it does, like you can see like chains smash, and it's kind of like got a big giant ring around its neck.
So he'll try and. He's not going to treat it like he knows it, but he's going to treat it like the way he knows that.
You're going to Chris Pratt it.
Yeah.
First, you have to bow.
He'll treat it the same way that he treated Darian
Maintain
when
eye
they were,
contact.
we're becoming more, I guess, acquainted. And so he'll say, hold, I'm here to help you.
And it kind of like shifts a little bit. Give me an animal handling check.
15?
15 total.
Make sure it was plus 5. Yeah, 15. Yep.
Okay. It doesn't react. It doesn't lunge for you or anything. It's just watching you.
I am going to remove the chains. Then you can be free. You need to get from this place. I have knocked him out, but I don't even know if you can understand me. But Darian could, so I think you can too.
I would love it if this is how Victor met his end.
Preston's got a new character prepared for tonight.
Now I've got a firefighting a Charlemagne Strider.
Yep.
Yeah, so I want to try and pick the locks, or like I'm gonna get close slowly, and if he doesn't react at me, I'm gonna try and pick the lock.
Okay. Yeah, he's not lunging.
What is that for lock picking?
It would be your thieves' tool, so proficiency plus dex for you.
Proficiency 5 plus Dex 5, so that's gonna be 10.
And if you took your expertise, I guess, as a rogue in thieves' tools,
14, I did.
so you doubled your proficiency.
Okay, double proficiency, so that's 15. That'd mean 29 or 19.
19?
Sorry, can't count.
Yeah. So you take the first lock, takes you a little bit, and it clicks open. And roll me a dexterity saving throw, please.
That's a 10 plus my Dex, which is going to be 12, 22.
22. You manage to pull your hands away just in time as like sparks start flying from with the lock, basically after it's been opened. A secondary defense in there. So that is 1 out of 4, and the creature kind of pulls its head against the other chains and jerks away from the lightning and lets out a kind of a roar. So give me another dexterity saving throw to try and avoid being crushed.
That's not one.
That one? Okay.
I'm going to use my inspiration.
Okay.
12. For Dex saves, that's 12 plus 12, 24.
24? Yeah. So you manage to, at like one point, you like dive between like the 2 sets of legs, and you're like, wait, it's got a 3rd set, and you dive backwards really quickly as that other leg comes down in the middle, and you're able to continue on your way. Or you want to continue with the other locks?
Yeah, I'll continue with the other locks.
I will say, just roll me 3 more dexterity saving throws.
So Dex, that's a 5. So 5, that's 75. 16, 17. 17
Okay.
for that one. That's going to be 24 for the second.
Okay.
26 for the third.
Being a rogue, because you're rolling dex saves, your evasion kicks in. You don't have to worry about it. You manage to get all 3 locks undone quickly, and the last one clicks off, and actually the whole collar snaps and just falls down. And the thing lets out kind of a deep rumble and starts moving forward. So what do you want to do? Sorry, what? The deep rumble.
Gets out
Thank you for the sound effects, not Syrinscape.
Yeah, I will try and
Shepherd's
again.
Gate.
I'll get in front of him, and I'll say, "Wait, before you go, I have a. Please let me give you something to eat, so you are not.
Don't give a sugar bomb to the mass murdering bounder. It's gonna go off
End
and
of Meadstead as we
kill
know
an
it.
entire village. of innocent
Godzilla
people.
bounder.
So do you have any hasties left?
No, but I do have one more
Peppermints?
peppermints.
Okay.
So I'll give him a peppermints.
Okay. So I'm not. You know what? Whatever. I'm not gonna.
Now
have
he's
you roll an
breathing
animal
fire.
handling for this.
Great. Thanks.
I'll just throw it up in the air.
Yeah, and it will like as it opens its mouth, you see like a bunch of vampiric teeth, almost like fangs, and you can see poison dripping off of them as well. And it snaps down on the thing, and it kind of lets out a because it has to take damage as part of the peppermints. Yeah. So. And it kind of lets out a roar, and all of a sudden it just slams completely to the left, and the left side of the barn just explodes outward.
That's my cue. I should go.
So you start running
It's
in the
a good
opposite
thing we
direction.
burned down a warehouse as a distraction for you.
Yes.
You start running. You see as you kind of glance back, you do see the bounder take one hop onto the farmstead, smash it completely, and
Killing
then
all of the children inside.
Is it elephant sized?
yes, it's like elephant sized.
Gosh, a hopping elephant.
It's terrifying.
And
Poisonous fangs.
give me a perception check. I want to see how much you notice here.
Perception. So he'd probably look over the back of his shoulder. Say 11.
11. Yeah. So you just see it crush the house, and then it just starts running off into the distance.
Wasn't expecting that, but par for the course, I suppose. And he'll.
And as you start running off in the distance, you do see a big pillar of smoke coming up.
and it's from the direction my friends were. Oh,
Well, it's not from the direction your friends were at, but it is coming from a part of Meadstead.
oh no! What have they done this time? Don't they know this town is made of alcohol?
Very true. And as we pull up
flammable.
and out and away, we come back down onto a burning warehouse, kind of the smolder or the remains of it at this point. And you're standing there, and all of a sudden you hear kind of a rattling of metal, and you turn around and you see that there are 4 Meadstead guards charging up the path between the other warehouses, and they're gonna come to a halt. And the one at the front he's actually the only one not wearing metal. He is I believe he's an elf, a full elf. I just need to pull up the.
He's a quarter elf on his mom's side.
He's a wood elf, actually. Yeah. So,
One ear's pointing, the other one not.
So he kind of comes up, and he's actually just kind of wearing cloth wrappings, and he comes to a stop, and he's like, "What's going on here?"
To us.
To you, yes. And the other guards do take their halberds and they put them down, and they were all wearing the copper-colored tankard of
Meadstead.
Meadstead. Thank you.
Is the
Forgot where
dwarf-
we were.
I put my hands up.
Yeah.
Friends, we're no harm to you.
Roll me a persuasion with disadvantage at this point. I want to see how they react to this. You had a question.
Is the dwarf still with us, right?
You talking about the prisoners, or you talking about the one that got away?
I thought that we stopped her.
No, you
So-
stopped.
She got away.
You stopped the
but
half-orc.
The half-orc was.
Yeah.
We had.
That's right.
Yes, he is still standing there, completely frozen.
I will
Mid-run.
kick the back of his legs and drop him on his knees to act like we're helping.
So again, he's completely petrified, so he just falls face forward. Yeah. And they're kind of tense up a little bit. What did you roll?
A dirty one.
A dirty one?
Oh no.
A dirty one.
Yep.
Yeah, because I rolled a 2. Might as well.
I do keep my boots of speed going the whole way back.
Oh, of course.
And if I need to, I'll keep re-upping the Zephyr Strike. So when I get there, it'll be like...
Yeah. At an appropriate time, I'm assuming.
There's the enemy off in the distance, a cloud of dust, and you see.
And then a bounder following me.
The captain of the guard says, I need you all to lay down all of your weapons right now.
Yeah, and as Alomah's putting his nothing, I don't have I just have a shield. Alomah will just say, "Don't worry, we're working for Krauth. He was suspicious that something was going on, and it turns out that he was right. This orc and his fellows were kidnapping innocents and holding them here hostage, as you can see."
You're working with Krauth?
I'm going to lay down my swords and cast Hypnotic Pattern.
Oh, okay.
Are you still naked?
No, I've donned all my armor. I'm assuming at this
Yes.
point. Okay.
Mhm. Yep. You
It's
could
good to understand.
Yeah,
what
so
I'm-
it's a 30-foot cube, so I'll drop it so I can fit all the guards in there if they're standing within 30 feet.
Yeah, they definitely are.
So they need to do a Wisdom 16 save or be charmed for a minute.
Activate the other
Keyboard.
Keyboard.
You're gonna have to just type in on screen.
Sorry, what was the DC on that?
Wisdom 16.
Wisdom 16. Okay. Do the guards first. Okay. Okay. And then we're gonna do the head guard here.
Oh, they're charmed and incapacitated with the speed of 0. Oops.
So 3 of them kind of like sway and like stumble and like hold themselves, and they're just like staring at the pattern. One of the one on the far right is just looking at them like, what's going on? And then the captain of the guard is just like staring at the lights, but he goes, "Who's doing this? Stop it this instant! I will attack."
I'll drop it.
Thank you. And the other guard's like, "What happened?" Don't worry about it. All right.
No hostile spells when we're trying to talk our way out.
It was a good attempt.
I'm going to convince them with a fireball.
It's not hostile. It's not a hostile fireball. It's a convincing fireball.
It's a very persuasive fireball.
All right.
I'd say most fireballs are pretty persuasive.
Here's what's going to happen. You're all going to come quietly with me back to Barrel Hall. Do we understand?
What's Andraste doing at this point?
Andraste is kind of just off to the side with all the other dwarves looking very nervous and everything.
When you say you all, who do you mean exactly?
Everybody here.
Even the hostages? At least
The way you said that was like, it sounded like it was a
even
power
my hostages?
Yeah, give me a persuasion check to see how he interprets that.
I was gonna say, can we at least get the ones that we helped rescue something to eat and drink?
11. You only needed a 10. Look, I don't know any of you from dirt, and I don't know what's going on here. I need to figure it out, and that means everybody's coming back to Barrel Hall. Understand?
Fine, but will you send one of your men to go get a hold of Krauth and let him know that we've done what he asked us to do, and where you're holding us so he can come see for himself?
He nods to the one guard that actually survived the hypnotic pattern, and that guy goes tromping away. Is there anything else that I need to know about anybody else that's inside before we get going?
I think everyone is.
There is a dead body in the back.
The what?
Yeah, he didn't make it out. Caught in the flames. Nobody's fault, really.
He's just clumsy. Just tripped. He was just clumsy.
It's a deception check, I think.
All right. That.
Do you have inspiration?
Yeah, I do, but let's see. That's. I'm gonna use it.
You got a good charisma, don't you?
I do, but I'm rolling terrible. Come on, dice.
Okay, that's better. You said deception?
Yes.
So that will be a
13.
13?
still bad.
He goes, yeah, I mean, things happen in a fire. That's fine.
There was a dwarf who managed to escape, one of the accomplices of this walk over here.
Again, I don't know if you guys are the ones that are starting all of this and that person's just trying to escape you, so...
Well, let me at least give you a description so you can keep an eye out for them.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah.
I'm not,
take
not that I
his
would-
description.
Not that I would try to tell you how to do your job.
No, of course not. I'm
Putting that
captain of the
wisdom to
guard
use.
here. And at that point, that's when we hear the sonic boom that is Victor. He comes, up to a stop.
Hello!
Again, the guards have like all leveled their halberds at you. The captain of the guard's got his fist raised.
Hands up, my daggers are like...
Put all your weapons down.
I'm not holding any of them.
Put them all down.
We'll lower them to the ground. And then I'll put a little, whatever,
Yeah.
handkerchief on the floor so they can always touch that and not on the other hand.
All right.
What is happening here? I was coming to see there was a fire to help anyone in need. Is there anyone dying inside? Why are we out here? Why aren't we saving people? Are you really the guard?
Yeah, I'm the captain of the guard.
But it's burning still. There could be someone inside. Why aren't we saving them?
There is somebody inside and he's pretty crispy.
I am not the captain of the fire brigade. That guy, and he points over to like a gnome that's coming in with a bunch of other gnomes.
Sir.
Because gnomes are
gnome.
firefighters. Apparently, in
You
this-
let an innocent person die in the flames while you're out here talking politics?
He was dead when we got here. It was nobody's fault, really.
Nobody's fault.
All right.
Things happen.
All right, well,
All right.
I'm with these. These are my friends. I am here to
Okay,
help.
you're coming with us too.
I will come with you. Then
Great.
Can I?
Circle up. Let's go. And then the other guards just kind of circle around you. But none of them go for your weapons. And they just start, like, marching you away.
Right.
And about like 30 or so feet, the group is marched, and one of the guards goes, "What about their weapons?" "Oh. Right. Sorry. Go get your weapons." That
worst
would be,
they have to
that would be
deal with
unfair
them.
for me, so...
The worst they deal with in Meat Set is like drunken
Yeah.
fights.
Yeah, I mean, bring them with you, obviously. Just, yeah.
Rick will just call his back, but he won't like.
Do it
He
menacingly.
won't do it menacingly.
Yeah.
I don't have any weapons.
Yep, you're good. Aramis, you go pick up your weapons, yeah. It's very stupid, but... Yeah, anyway. So you guys are taken through the Gilded District, once again, or the Golden District, and kind of around to that roundabout, where he kind of guides you around to the front of the giant keep that has the smokestacks coming out of it. And a couple more guards give him a salute as he walks in, and as he like steps in, there's a man standing there. He's older. He looks pretty frail. He's got the liver spots on his head and kind of that wispy hair. And he goes, "Corin, what's going on? Is everything okay?" And he kind of like runs his hands along his cane a little bit. Minister, I found these people, all of these people in outside the warehouse, and well, one of them's responsible, I'm sure. Right. You four, the ones who look more put together than the rest at this point, because you guys basically had to drag the half-orc the entire way here.
It only lasts for a minute. by
Only
the
lasts for a
orders.
minute? Okay.
Yeah, so it would have been dropped. By the
Okay.
time it got
For
guards
the
out there.
record, I wasn't there, but I am with. These are my companions.
Right. So did you do anything to the half-orc before he came unbound?
Yeah, I remember.
I think we tied him.
we like bound up.
That's
his
right, you did
hands
say that you bound up
and
his hands, yep.
and gagged him too,
Yes.
so that he
Couldn't
couldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is that one bound like that?
He is a very dangerous spellcaster.
And you aren't dangerous?
I guess it depends on what side of the law you're on.
Which side of the law are you on?
Well, the good side, of course.
Your side, Minister. And your sons.
I'm sorry. Maybe we should start over.
at Victor.
I am Maximilian Semmler. I am the Minister of Meadstead, and I run things here.
Doesn't Krauth? Isn't he the son?
His son,
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, that's why I said we're on your side, Minister, and your side.
But this is a human, FYI, not an Aarakocra.
Adopted.
And who exactly are you?
We are the Wayward Watch.
Interesting. Some sort of band?
You could say that.
A group of adventurers. Yeah.
We defend those who cannot defend themselves.
I see.
We
But who
right their
deserve it?
wrongs. We are justice incarnate.
That, yes. Definitely justice.
Truth, justice, the Anerian way.
It works so well. Well, I'm more than happy to have such a eclectic group of adventurers here, I suppose. And you said that you were helping, and he kind of gestures to the 14 other people in rags behind you. Those ones.
I believe they could attest to this.
And they all kind of like quickly nod, and they all start trying to talk over each other at once. And he holds it. He's like, yes. And he turns to the Wood Elf and he goes, Quarren, please make sure that these 14 are taken care of. Put that one, which I recognize, by the way, and we'll have to get to that in a minute. Put him in a cell, and you four come with me. Sound fair?
And he pointed to that work when he said
He
that one?
pointed to the half-orc, yes.
What was his name
That
again?
one,
Sorry.
not both. Resh was the half-orc's name.
No. The minister, sorry.
Oh, the minister's
Maximilian.
name? Maximilian Semmler.
Gotta stand out among the crowd. That's what I think of when I hear Maximilian.
How do you spell last name?
We deserve a full
Semmler.
Yes.
And last name again?
Semmler. Semmler.
Semmler.
If you would follow me. And he actually is going to, as he turns around, he reaches into a pouch and he pops the cap off of the little vial and takes a quick drink of it.
Polyjuice potion.
And then he
And
becomes
he
A dire
starts-
co-grounder.
Yeah, he starts slowly walking forward. He moves at a very slow pace.
Oh, it's like an escort quest, so we're like
Yep.
we're like running, have to stop, and then keep going.
Yep.
And then if we turn off run, we're still too slow.
Yeah, and if you get too far ahead of him, he goes, "Where are you going?"
Just come back. Just click on him and
He just randomly
follow.
He just randomly runs away and attacks something. We're like,
Yep. 3 goblins come out of nowhere and start trying to pummel him. Don't worry about the goblins; they're my friends. They keep me on my toes, you know.
just hires people.
randomly attack him.
Yes, I'm stealing that. That's fantastic.
And as he's walking, he starts giving you a tour. He starts basically being like, "This is Barrel Hall. It originally belonged to Meadstead's founder, Carnoth Barrel Brow. Brewing is always on the mind here. These days, it's more of a factory of sorts. Although the minister and his family do live here as sort of the estate, as it were. So, of course, it's mine for the time being."
Now, are the buttresses outside that I saw along the outer walls? Are they original or are they reconstruction?
They were actually put in by the third minister. Yes, one of the walls was terribly close to collapsing, so
I'm
they're
literally
actually
taking
practical
notes on
buttresses,
this. And what
yes.
was the third minister's name?
His name was Lacdanon.
Oh,
Yes,
Cursed?
he was very cursed. That's a
The walls
Diablo
kept-
3
the
joke
walls
for
kept
like
falling-
3 people who remember.
the walls kept falling down, so that's why they put
Yeah.
buttresses in. He was cursed.
That the castle fell over, sank into the swamp, but the 5th castle stayed up.
Oh, one day, lads. Oh, this will be yours.
And he opens up like kind of a wide hall, and it's just this expansive banquet hall. And he goes, "Have a seat. Surely you're a bit famished, stressed. I have any sort of Meadstead on tap that you would like. I have a few other vintages as
A
well.
moderate.
I will have the servants get you a moderate.
Thank you.
Anything else?
None for me, thank you.
I don't drink. That's well.
Of course. He's definitely too hard of hearing to know that. And you, sir.
I'm good, thanks.
Wonderful. And he kind of nods to one of the servants who runs off and brings you a moderate. And then he sits down and he goes, "Now, tell me everything."
So, we were hired by a friend of ours to track down her sister.
And this friend was in Meadstead?
No, Salsport. That's where we're from
Oh,
as well.
all the way from Salsport. And, does this friend have a name?
Yes, her name is Leah Oreneth.
Go on.
And I heard you don't like her. No, I was kidding. We came to find her sister, hadn't been heard from for a while, and as we asked around, we were able to determine that the last person to see her was Croft,
Oh.
which I believe is your son.
Yes.
And so we went to the what's it called?
Golden.
Vandra's favor.
Yes. Yeah, fine establishment, isn't it?
Very interesting. And we talked to Croft, and he mentioned that he thinks that someone was kidnapping people that owe debts to him to possibly frame him. And so we tracked some down after just talking to a couple locals. You know, money speaks.
That makes sense. Resh is someone associated with my son's organizations.
Oh, is that so?
Yes, he's kind of hired muscle, as it were. You know how that kind of business can be.
You don't believe he was...
I don't, actually. I've never kidnapped anyone.
Oh, I meant gambling business. Kidnapping is a terrible business.
I've also never ran a gambling hall.
Oh. Neither
this,
have I.
this Rash, he could not have been paid off by someone else to...
Or perhaps he just was
Greedy?
double-crossing and trying to line his own pockets.
I suppose that's always a possibility.
Who is this dwarf you say that got away?
Um,
Do you recognize
That
any
one's
descriptions of...
Eredred is her name.
Do you recognize Eredred from anything?
I don't know the name, but if Resh goes with her, maybe I'd recognize. It's hard to remember names and faces in my old age, but sometimes they come through.
So we were able to track them down to the warehouse that was on fire before we came here. And apparently our companion Aramis here had also been captured by them.
Well, nasty business.
indeed, it was quite bad in there. But, well, fine.
All right.
And naturally, a fight broke out. And
How did you
as
get captured
as
anyway?
as what happens, buildings burnt down.
The entire warehouse got burned down.
Well, I mean, it was very flammable.
Yes, the orc. No, it was the dwarf.
It was a dwarf.
The dwarf threw out some sort of
Fire
fire
spell.
magic and started all kinds of things on fire.
Yes.
Terrible. Terrible.
I've also heard about a bounder that's going around destroying things outside in the farmlands. Don't know what that's about.
Oh, there's a couple.
Really?
There's a couple bounder ranchers out there. They should be able to handle a singular bounder.
Oh, there's more than one?
Yeah.
Good to know.
Anyway,
Side quest.
and then that led you to here. So you believe that these people were pretending to work for Krauth or double crossing him? Is that correct?
Setting him up. So it looked like he was the one doing the kidnapping.
Do you have any evidence of this to support it, besides the circumstantial evidence of they were there?
Well,
Wouldn't the 13 witnesses... Wouldn't that be?
The 13 witnesses will corroborate that Resh and this Eredred kidnapped them,
Well.
who are known to work for my son.
You have Resh in custody. Perhaps you could find out who he was working for.
The Quarian is already interrogating him.
And
We
who is that?
trust him.
That's the captain of my guard, and I trust him with my life, obviously.
Yeah, he seemed like a competent guy. So, I think we're alright.
He is a bit simple, but he does get the job done eventually.
Simple but loyal, right?
Yes.
Kind of like you, Vicky.
That's a compliment. I'm loyal, yes.
You do have the same kind of look in your eyes, that's for sure.
No.
now, forgive me if this is improper, but Krauth also mentioned he spoke very highly of his stepmother, your wife.
He spoke highly of Mona.
Well, yes.
Give me a deception check.
Highly accusatory.
And as you do, he actually pops another vial, and he kind of smacks his lips, and you can see that actually he has a purple tongue. Just so you know.
Ooh, that's a natural. Well, a dirty 20 something. 20. Did you say deception?
Yes.
Dirty 20.
He gives you a chuckle. That's very generous of him. Typically, he's a little bit more critical in his discussions about my wife.
Perhaps he was being facetious and it was lost on us.
It could have been. He's quite the wordsmith.
Did they not have a very good relationship?
No, unfortunately, it's his stepmother, technically. And she's very, well, she's opinionated, but I love her. Anyway, what does that have to do with what's going on here?
I only wondered if perhaps he was suspecting her involvement at all in trying to frame him. Would she have any motive for wanting to get rid of your son, or how?
Are you accusing my wife of impropriety?
Of course not. I'm only telling you what your son told us.
You said that my son is accusing my wife of impropriety.
I'm questioning.
No, Mona is... She's great. There's no reason to doubt that she would not be enjoying her life. I mean, she came from just a simple trapper's family. It's not like
Some
she...
catches in his voice that are seem like he's trying to hide something.
Give me an investigate check.
14, investigation, 15.
He doesn't seem to be lying. He genuinely believes that his wife has everything that she wants.
He doesn't seem to, and the modeling of the questioning. If I need to do another check, does he seem like he's thralled in any way?
That would be an Arcana check of some kind. Yes.
Okay, I'm not very good at Arcana. 14.
14. He doesn't appear to be thralled.
Okay, so Victor's just going to be kind of watching his mannerisms and see what's going on, because with the tongue being different, he's...
Yeah. As you guys are, as he's finishing up talking, the doors actually open and a familiar woman walks in. It is the Asimar from Krauth's establishment that you
The one that met with them after
Kalmia, yeah. And she steps in and she goes, Minister, I apologize for the interruption, but I wanted to come here and let you know that these four are working not only for Krauth, but for the Board of Meadstead. And he goes, is that so?
Apparently.
Well, what exactly for? They are investigating a bunch of disappearances that I did bring to your attention a couple days ago, Minister. Oh, yes, I seem to recall something about that. And she kind of nods to all of you and she says, I hope that you found some evidence towards this so far, or is the investigation still ongoing?
It's ongoing, but I think
Still ongoing, yes. We were able to find some captives.
How many?
14 total.
14?
Well, 15 technically with Aramis here.
Right, I did not meet either
a long
of
story.
you during the discussion.
This is Aramis, and this is Victor.
Nice to meet you. I am,
shadows so that you and the light can be.
of course.
Indeed.
I am Kalmia. I am the... What is her formal title? I am one of the board members of Meadstead. We kind of act as the council and help the minister here make the proper decisions for our community as a whole.
Play your question.
Yeah.
Definitely not while we're standing in the room talking with them. If there was something to happen to the minister, what would be the
So-
would it
The
go
second in
is it
command?
is it bloodline related, or is it
So if the
I
minister...
thought you were like,
That's
I
actually a
killed
very
him.
good question.
if you kill it, you keep it? You know
Roll
what
me
I'm
a
saying?
history check to see if you know anything about Meadstead politics.
Probably not. 11 plus.
1. 12.
How many times have you been to Meadstead? Well,
Never, actually.
Yeah.
oh, really?
You do not... That's why you couldn't
little out of the
teleport you
way.
here.
Oh, right, right.
You don't really know
Not much,
what would
okay.
happen. Yep.
Besides, if I did,
This
I've been
is
there
a
for 80
side
years,
conversation
maybe
in Victor's
things
head. He's
change, right?
playing out like, what would happen?
Yeah. Well, I suppose if you do have evidence, you can give it to Kalmia. She's obviously already aware of the situation. I should probably get back to my important duties, shouldn't I?
Before you go, thank you for your hospitality, and I would love to leave a blessing upon you from my goddess. I am something of a holy man among my people.
Oh, really? Who is your goddess?
Well, I am a follower both of, oh gosh, I can't remember, what's his name?
Davros.
Thank you. Of Davros, but lately my interests have been more towards Aneria.
I'm afraid I'm not familiar with that one. You said you're a holy man among your people?
Yes, the Kitsune.
None of the Kitsune that I've ever met have mentioned Lunera.
Well, you've noticed the broken moon in the sky.
Yes, it's hard to miss.
She is the goddess of the moon.
The moon is the goddess of the moon.
Lunera is the goddess of the moon.
Ah, and she is broken?
Well, I wouldn't say that, but she is definitely missing.
She's not doing a very good job. If
Well-
the moon is broken, then she's supposed to be watching over it.
She has been attacked, and we seek to free her.
Oh.
Nevertheless, I carry some of her power within me.
Well, any blessing upon me is welcome indeed.
Okay. I'm going to cast
Any blessing?
Dispel Magic on him
Okay.
and just see if anything happens. But I want to act like I'm,
Yeah.
doing something
Yeah, I mean,
sort of ritualistic.
It'd be the same thing, right? You are making incantation noises and
I
movements.
just didn't want him to suspect anything if anything doesn't happen as a
Okay.
result.
Go ahead and I think it's just it's not a roller.
No, it just says if there's so choose any one creature, object, or magical effect within range. Any spell of 3rd level or lower on the target ends. For each spell of 4th level or higher, then I have to make an ability check.
Let me just double check something here.
The purple tongue is freaking me out.
The drinking the polyjuice potion is
Yeah,
freaking
he's
me out.
polymorphing himself.
Show me your eyes, the one behind the disguise.
I think Mona's got him under his spell, her spell,
Or this is Mona.
or it's Mona, yeah.
Mona, you.
And
Her sister
and he's
Lisa.
dead, or he's trapped inside of a box somewhere without his eye.
No hinges and
So
no
let's see here.
doors.
Now I gotta make a ruling. So you finish casting your spell. Dispel magic kind of fades over the person, or over Maximilian, then kind of a moonlight glow, right? And he gives a brief shudder, and then he collapses to the ground. And Kamaya goes,
Keeping him alive.
What did you do?
I don't know. Well,
And she comes rushing over. And,
I want to insight check her to see if she's someone that we can trust.
yeah.
Victor's writing a quick indemnity clause. He's like, here, sign
That's
this.
a natural 20.
Yeah,
Plus 9.
she looks genuinely horrified at what just happened.
And I'll say
Apparently, the moon god is a pretty violent one. Remind me to
I
switch.
noticed that he was
wasn't
drinking
born.
what looked to be a potion.
Those are his tonics to make him. He's got a lot of illnesses that he goes through.
Well, you killed him.
And she checks his pulse and she goes, "He's barely breathing. Please
I simply
do something."
I simply dispelled any magical effects that were.
Yes, the potions that he was drinking.
What kind of potions are they?
I'm not sure. And she kind of rifles through and she pulls out the 2 more vials of the same type that he had taken.
Okay, can I? I'll cast Identify.
Oh, okay, perfect.
And
Can I
I
cast
will-
only on one or on both?
I'll let you cast it on both.
And I'll just do a cure wounds on him.
I'll do it with an action. I'll do it right away.
Okay. So the cure wounds kind of flows through him, and you see the kind of that pallor that is creeping along that you thought was moonlight for a little bit there, but it might just be ghostly white. Kind of fades a little bit, but it's not gone completely. So the first one that you hold up and you identify is a potion of it's Bear's Endurance, basically the enhance ability spell Bear's Endurance. The other one is Aid.
Well, they seem to be fine. This one helps increase your endurance, and this one is similar to
He's been-
when you ate us. And
He's been very sick the past couple of years, and these have been the only things that have been keeping him steady. And please help me get him up.
Of course. And I'll just say,
well, I'll help.
Okay.
I'll lift him.
forgive me, Colby, when I suspected that due to Krauth's suspicion of his stepmother and Maximilian's obvious affection for him, that perhaps he was under some sort of spell of his.
Mona has no magic. She's a trapper. She's just a trapper. She doesn't do any magic. He's just been head over heels for her because he's kind of lovelorn.
What is it that... what is this rift between Krauth and his stepmother?
Well, he thinks that she's a gold digger. I don't disagree. She's way younger than Maximilian is, and their marriage
She's
has
a
been
platinum
kind of
digger.
whirlwind.
They're not called gold.
Platinum digger. Yeah.
Do you think that she has anything to do with the recent kidnappings?
I don't know. I would hope that that's the job that you were paid to do.
Of course.
Well, that's what Krauth suspects, so that's why we're asking.
We're getting paid. I wasn't part of the conversation.
Not necessarily.
You did leave a contract with him.
Oh, okay.
Just
So
in
I would
case,
be aware of it. Never mind.
fill out your own contract. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you actually weren't aware. You just left him a general Mad Lib contract,
Okay.
Basically.
Boilerplate.
Yeah.
Yeah, fill in the blanks.
I call him Vic Libs.
Vic Libs.
And she kind of like taps his cheeks a little bit. And she's like, he's not waking up. This isn't good.
I killed the minister.
And she like takes the potions back from you. She pours them down his throat, and everything. And then she goes, guards, and the doors swing open and 2 more guards come in. And they go, please take the minister to his chambers. You're all ready for
I gotta cast
hypnotic.
mislead. Like, no, okay, we're good.
And they're like, yeah, he's just a little under the weather right now. It's fine. Just take him there. Keep an eye on him. Close the door. Lock it. Whatever. We'll get somebody to come check him out in a little bit here. And then they leave with him, and she turns around to you, and she kind of glares at you, and she says, this is not the impression that you should be making while you're in Meadstead.
I agree.
Terrible.
Wolfie, getting on the wrong side of the law.
I don't think he meant any harm, guys.
I was trying to...
These sort of things happen, right? It's all right.
So you
We've
just
seen crazy
you just
things.
saw a man who was head over heels in love, and you just assumed that he was under some sort of spell.
Wolfie doesn't know how to love. It's buried deep down and locked in there.
There's a wall there.
He doesn't understand.
I can only apologize
I too
for my suspicions. They were unfounded.
had suspicions. His tongue, it was a different color.
Oh, in his younger days, he was a warlock.
Warlock?
Yeah, some patron or another.
Do you know of what patron?
Some woman who has like a bird surrounding her or something like that. I'm not exactly sure.
The Queen of Feathers.
Yeah, something like that. Some third-party name that I haven't thought of yet for this one that came out that I planned before the OGL issues. Excuse me. Pardon. That's just the mark that happened when he got his patronage, unfortunately.
So it is not what's causing his ailments.
No. In fact, it's keeping him a little bit hardier than suspected. He's one of those old warlocks that was based off Constitution, you know. Yeah. Look it up. That's 4th edition for you.
Blood mage.
Oh, sorry. It's a competition.
Anyway, I've arranged for you to go speak with Resh and try to get information out of him, because Quarian has no idea what he's doing. He's moronic at the very least. So, if that's all right,
We will do what we can.
So I know.
Vicky, good call back up. You're the good guy. I'm the bad guy.
How far can we push?
Well, wait a minute. I've seen you do
Without
good
breaking
things.
the law.
torture is illegal.
All right.
in Meadstead.
Off the table. No torturing. You.
Doesn't anyone have
Zone of
Zone
truth.
of truth.
I can make a zone of truth by putting my daggers all around.
Zone of you better tell the truth.
I can do calm emotions.
Zone of tell the truth or you'll lose fingers.
Nobody takes utility spells in this group,
I
including
took
me.
Liam in tiny hut. Thank you very much.
And I'm a rogue.
Yep. Just find out what you can about.
Hey, my utility got stolen by a scepter. Speaking of which, Alomah, I was wondering if you could uncurse this. Don't grab it, but
Just used my last third spell slot.
okay, maybe tomorrow.
third level spell slot.
So you
tomorrow.
are a cleric then,
Yes, in part, also a druid.
right?
But
We've had a few clerics look over Maximilian, but I'm afraid that like everything here in Meadstead, they're a little lackluster. Would you be willing to examine him and make sure that there's no other issues that might be going on?
Of course.
Because while I don't suspect any sort of spells, I wouldn't rule out any sort of
curse or other
a disease that he caught somewhere. He tends to meet with a lot of different people. No. Very lovelorn, like I said. Mona's the only woman that he's really had relations with since the death of his first wife.
I would be happy to. It's the least I could do, considering.
Thank you. I will arrange that for later. For now, I want you to go take care of this interrogation. I have set up a set of 4 rooms in our western wing that once you're done, the guard can show you to. Everything's fine. Everything is okay. All right? We're good?
Thank you.
Yes.
Excellent. One final matter. You two obviously have met me before.
Mm-hmm.
When you mention how you know me, say that we'd met independently. I'd rather not. You mentioned the whole me being at Kraut's establishment. Is that fair?
Did we mention that? I don't.
Do you
remember
not have
saying
a
that.
public betrothal?
What? No. No. I'm single.
Lady of the day, man of the night. They don't want to mix them up. Right?
Exactly. Yes. We're very, very different worlds. It would never work between us. Anyway, so any time that anybody
hold
asks,
Night and day, they are opposites, but there's always overlap. Dusk and dawn.
Yeah, but Twilight.
Can't you be the couple of the dawn?
I'm insight checking her to see if
We're just fighting about Twilight.
specifically I want to know
Yeah, exactly.
if,
Sorry about that.
like she has feelings for him, or if she's like using him.
this conversation is making her very flustered, and you can see like the little pink in her cheeks. So it doesn't seem to be I'm trying to keep it on the down low because I'm evil and trying to use him. It seems more like I don't want people to know my feelings on this matter.
Okay.
If that is acceptable for you, I will arrange for everything to be taken care of.
I don't know, do we need an addendum to the contract for secrecy? It's going to cost, what,
Let's just
200 gold
go.
at least. Right?
Roll me a persuasion check.
Crit 20. So,
was I supposed to
25.
keep that?
Didn't get it in writing.
I mean, it's in
I
writing,
suppose
but I think
a little-
Kraut has it.
Discretionary fund for the investigation would be in order. And she's going to reach into her pouch and quickly count, and she'll lay 20 platinum down and slide it on over to you.
All right.
I hope there's nothing else that would cause an issue.
Nothing at all. Put the goblet of mass sending back in my bag.
Show us the way.
Of course. And she stands up and she motions to one of the other guards that was kind of standing outside and definitely not listening to this conversation, because that's not what they're paid for. And he's going to step in.
Okay, 5 platinum each.
5 platinum each for everybody.
Get back some of that 100 platinum that I had stolen from me earlier.
Stolen.
Stolen. And this guard will lead you down into basically what is the dungeon area. It's past barrels and barrels and barrels of fermenting meadstead.
The
I don't
dungeon
know if
area?
mead ferments.
Dungeon
but-
area?
Dungeon area, yep. And eventually you come up to a door, and Quarian's coming out, and he's just kind of shaking his head and he's like, he's not giving me anything. What are you doing here?
We're going to help get information out of him.
What?
Don't worry.
We've been sent by Kalmea.
We are very highly trained.
And he looks at the guard, and the guard nods and right, well, good luck with that.
No problems. We will not hurt him.
Yes, that would be preferable. Okay.
I
All right.
was trying to think of the word, but Preston failed. And couldn't think of torture. Yeah,
Don't you
that's
hate
right,
when
torture.
your regular mind rolls
Yeah.
a natural one?
Yep.
It's like, I'm trying to be really cool right now, and I lost it. I lost everything.
It's gone.
I think D&D Beyond just rolled a natural one too.
Either
it's
that
not
or the
working.
internet. So,
We'll just cut to a technical difficulty sign.
yeah.
A kobold with like 2 wires.
Like all getting electrocuted.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or a bolt without an arm. He's like,
Yeah. You are standing outside of the cell that presumably has Resh in it. What's the strat here?
should we try to do the hypnotizing thing that you or I can do?
Is he awake?
You don't know if the door's closed.
Oh, the door's closed.
Yep.
Alomah, do you have anything that could cause that to be more effective?
I deal in light and dark, not shades of grey. No. Other than
Victor?
perhaps I could give a little guidance. And I'd cast, I don't know. You've got the highest charisma, I'm assuming, among us, so I'm going to cast guidance on you.
Okay.
It's still a wisdom 16 save for you, right?
Yeah.
Same as mine.
Yeah, but it charms them so that you get advantage, so then an extra d4 on top of that.
There's no, like, at this point, there's no guard between us and the door, right?
There's like one guard over on the other side, but he's just kind of like on his phone.
I have a D4 on my checks, right? From that.
Yeah,
On
basically,
your next
I'll let-
check, I can just be constantly.
Yeah,
casting
I'll let you
guidance.
just basically be like mumbling prayers to Lunera under your breath so that you can
Victor will wrap
get
on
that
the
going.
door.
Num num shavak in the back.
Come in, I guess.
Thank you. I do know I'm not a vampire. You just invited me and you could die. Lucky for you, I have my friends here. They will talk to you. Open the door.
You guys.
Hypnotic pattern.
Okay. And it's you said wisdom?
16.
Yeah, wisdom 16.
Well, let me find out what his wisdom.
This is gonna take a while.
So,
Takes a while.
question.
D&D Beyond.
Question before he rolls for his thing.
Uh-huh.
Can I give him disadvantage? When I was a kid, my sister used to sit on me and pin my arms back and then tap my forehead and tell me to name 10 candy bars. He's restrained, right? Can I walk up to him, like beat on his forehead and give him disadvantage?
Can you give unhelp?
Unaid. Wait,
Yeah,
isn't
sure.
that just Bane?
I'll go ahead and allow it.
Or like I'll stand behind him and
I'll
slap
take
him in
one of
the
those
ears?
numerous epic dies that you have.
Sounds good.
In exchange.
I will. That is
for the disadvantage there.
that is worth the hypnosis.
Yeah, you basically walk to the side of him as the hypnotic pattern starts coming up, and you start like on the back of the head.
Just like
So let's see. Well, I don't need to look
Two of
up
your knives,
his bonus anymore. That is a failure.
Okay.
Right.
And he just kind of, his eyes just kind of.
All right. I'm going to see if I can talk to Zolas and just Zolas, grant me anything to make me more menacing. And I'm going to step into the cell.
Okay. This isn't a specific spell that you're doing. Give me a religion check then.
does the cell catch fire?
Just
Like
Pretty
Diablo.
menacing. Fireball, convincing.
religion would be a
It's like Diablo when
14.
he's walking through and everything catches fire.
So you step in and you open up your eyes, and he kind of shrinks back a little bit, and the rest of you see that Aramis's eyes have been replaced with what appear to be like swirling pools of ash, and that you can see kind of little wisps of smoke and little embers flecking off of them.
gonna get this close to his face
Okay.
and say, "Where is Aramis?"
Can we hear this?
Very good. Very heavy. Yes.
Wait, that's not what we're after.
Yeah.
Well, roll me an intimidation.
Okay.
with advantage.
Okay.
And your D4 for the guidance.
So that is a 35.
And then give me a D6 for your effect. Actually, we'll make it another D4, sorry. It's the same as Bless.
My page loaded, by the way.
2 more.
You guys want to try?
So, what, 37?
37? Okay. He just kind of goes, "Ah," and you can see a little stain appear on the front of his pants as he starts to spill the beans.
Zolos?
Just says justice.
Just piss.
Oh, no.
Gotta make some shorts
New
now.
merch-
That say
merch
just
shorts.
piss on the front.
Just
You can have
piss.
Dinkus West and just piss.
It's going to be like yellow with the slightly darker yellow words.
Oh, no
Just
one's
piss.
gonna buy our clothes.
And then on the back, there'll be otter. Buy your otter piss today.
By Otter Piss.
No one's going to wear them.
Yeah.
They might buy them.
Yeah, and just put them in their drawer and never look at them again.
There will be the shame.
Oh, look, it's back up.
And he goes, the harried arrow was supposed to arrive in 2 days. Theravix is the captain. He would be taking the slaves away.
The harried arrow?
The harried arrow.
Arrow.
I heard harrow.
Nope.
Harried harrow.
Harried
Arrow.
arrow.
Taking slaves away.
Sorry, this guy is very panicky, so he's not speaking too clearly. But you get that.
Okay, and I'll say, why did you double cross Kura?
One more intimidation check, please.
Okay.
With advantage.
Who does number 2 work for?
That is
And 2d4.
20.
If you are continuing guided.
29.
29? Yes. I just say that I work for Krauth. I mean, I do work for him. I've just been told that I'm supposed to. While I'm doing my other business.
Who employs you for your other business?
They would, they'd kill me if I told them.
They'll kill you if you don't.
Let's get an intimidation check from Victor. With advantage and the D4.
12.
Because I'm assuming that as soon as like Victor's speaking,
Yeah.
like it'll almost like
Intimidation.
you're making it hard for him to pray properly.
19.
19? Yes. I work for Grim.
Where can we find this Grim?
And what's his tie to Theravix?
The business partners.
Who or what is a Theravix?
He's on Zolos's naughty list.
Spicy.
Okay. What did you do?
I don't know. It sounds like slaving, which is enough for me to want to kill him.
You've done the right
I
thing. by
don't have an
telling us.
argument for that.
These things.
And at that point, you guys hear shouting coming down the hall, and you hear the guard say, "Ma'am, you really shouldn't. There's a dangerous." And then the door flings open, and a woman is standing there, and she's kind of got this almost feral look on her face.
The lawyer, of course.
And she's got, let's see,
Can we help you, ma'am?
she's got brown skin, blonde hair, gray eyes, very interesting look. And she goes, "What are you doing in my castle?"
Mona, I presume.
"Yes, and who are you?"
We're working for your husband.
"Well, what are you doing exactly?"
Interrogating this criminal.
Resh isn't a criminal.
He's tied up with Theravix and Grim, who are business partners in a slave operation, so I think that makes him a criminal.
What proof do you have of that?
He just told us.
His own confession.
Which he's writing down.
And
right?
she leans forward and she looks at the dazed look in his eyes and the lights flashing, and she goes, a magically coerced confession."
No. There's been no coercion here.
Look. Oops. I want all of you to get out right now.
Take it up with your husband.
I'm going to
So
hypnotic
I'm
pattern her.
Okay. What's your DC?
It's a wisdom 16.
Where it's like, lights, we're keeping everybody.
She just kind of flashes you. You are trying to attack me! Guards, they're trying to attack me!
It's not an attack.
And take it up with your husband.
I will, but until then, you need to leave. I am in as much control as he is around here, and you need to leave immediately.
We also
really ill,
work for the board.
He's in the hospital. You might want to go check on him.
Yes, I am aware. I am also aware that it happened directly after some adventurer blessed him with their namby-pamby deity.
Ooh, that makes.
Oh, you mean Alomah?
Alomah.
Yeah,
really,
she was here. She did that.
really angry. I'll say, apparently his constitution was not capable to receive contact with the divine. I did not know.
A likely story.
Can I size her up and see, like, does she have any tattoos, markings, anything that would, like,
Sure.
give any clue to who,
Give me
like, her
perception or investigation?
type of life, like calluses on the hands from hard work? Investigation?
Yeah.
It's 12.
She's wearing
Plus-
a
1.
she's wearing kind of a
13.
fine dress, but you can see the telltale signs of like hard work that that woman has put in. Like her hands are callous, like you said. She definitely has a more hard look to her than you would expect from a haughty noble such as this.
I'm curious to know why you might be jumping to the defense of this criminal.
I'm not jumping to anybody's defense. I'm questioning for random adventurers coming into my castle, threatening my husband, making him ill, and just running around like they own the place.
And intervening in an investigation ongoing. Does that make you an accomplice?
You are investigators.
We have a contract.
We do have a contract.
With who?
It's private. Right?
No, did we say that was...
We're the worst.
We are working for the board.
You're working for the board.
Yes.
Do you have a contract?
Yes.
Where is the contract?
Talk to Alomah.
So is it the board or is it just Alomah?
She represents the board, does she not?
She represents one vote on the board.
No,
She is
she
the one
probably
who employed us.
Very well. I will take it up with her, and if I get what I'm looking for, you may come back. Now, please, leave.
No, how'd you say her hair was? Was it like this with like a
With like a
A-line
bob, yeah, on
cut?
each side, yes. Mhm. Yeah, she would like to speak with your manager, please.
Well, I think I can say I'm probably. Well, am I the manager? Sure, I'll be the manager today.
Quarian, please. And the captain of the guard comes up. Yeah? Please remove them from the dungeon until I can determine that they are allowed to be here.
All right, we'll go. I'm going to go pick up the guy. I'm going to throw him over my shoulder and start walking out with him.
And she steps right in front of you, and she says, "You're not taking him anywhere."
Well, you said nothing about him staying here. You said to take our investigation elsewhere. I was taking it elsewhere.
I said, "You will go elsewhere. Our prisoner stays here. You're
Our
not taking a
prisoner?
prisoner out of our cell."
So you are on our side. You are our prisoner?
Victor's confusion attack better than any hypnotic pattern. Victor's confusion. It's super effective.
Did the dwarf tell us where we could find Grim and Thervix?
So again, it's half work.
Or, yeah,
He said that the harried arrow would be here in 2 days,
in 2 days. Okay, okay.
I
But no
would-
location.
but no location.
I would caution you, this is not a threat, but reminding you that getting between Eight Rings business and their quarry typically does not end well.
Oh, you're with the 8 Rings,
I am.
so you have a contract for this person. Then
I do.
I would like to see it.
I don't have it with me.
Well, then you cannot take it. I will take it up with the 8 Rings if that's what you desire.
we need the contract.
This is Bolt's payback for the scepter.
Which ring do you belong to? I will take it up with their leadership.
My mother is. I won't throw her weight around. It's not important. I am choosing to be part of the Onyx Ring.
Very well. Put him back. I will contact the Onyx Ring, and if they can vouch for your contract.
All right.
I'll shrug him off.
Now, once again, please leave. And somebody will come get you if it is appropriate.
All right. All right.
So be it.
Can I stash one of my daggers anywhere in the room without them seeing it?
If you roll me a good enough sleight of hand, you might be able to.
17 plus 16. So that's going to be 20, 30.
So you wouldn't be able to in the cell because it's pretty bare bones. But you could slip a dagger between like 2 barrels of mead as you're leaving.
Perfect. I just want to like slip it in somewhere.
Okay. Any other issues, or are we leaving at this point?
Nope, I'll just leave.
Okay.
It's going to be shadows on the
I was
room.
really
so
looking
that'll be-
forward to having that room that we were promised by Colby.
So you as you're walking upstairs, you actually see one other figure in the corner. If Mona looks like she's had a hard life, this woman looks like she is like wild as far as it goes. Crazy hair. I'm just trying to see. Hazel eyes, pale skin, really black wild hair, and she's just got kind of this almost like black streaks along her eyes, almost like it's like makeup that's been way overdone, and she just watches you menacingly as you leave.
Hi,
Somebody
I'm
doesn't
Bolt,
own a mirror, seems like.
and you are?
Bored. And then she gets up and she starts heading over towards Mona.
Bored.
Does she look
Is that with
familiar?
an OA or RED?
Natural?
Doesn't respond.
Natural 20.
Natural 20?
On a history check, I assume? That'd be 21, technically. But it's not a skill.
She looks familiar, but not like, oh, I recognize your face immediately.
Mhm.
Just like you've seen her somewhere before. You're not quite sure. You might have to do some research on
Okay.
it.
It seems we have overstayed our welcome. We should probably...
I'm worried that they're going to. What was that? Excuse me.
Little
I'm
Ezra.
worried that they're gonna try and take him away while we're out. We should stay nearby.
Victor, do you have your broom?
We're out of the place at this point, I assume.
You are back up to the top of the stairs, and there is actually a guard waiting there, and he goes, I'm supposed to show you to your room? Is it?
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Perfect.
Sounds great.
Right this way.
We were definitely not told to leave by the...
That's out of character chat, I'm assuming.
Well,
Yeah,
she
would
said
stay
to leave the
quiet.
dungeon. She didn't necessarily specify how far.
So you are taken to
This
a...
is like a side conversation as we're on. I'm like, so we're supposed to leave the local place. And then
But
Victor's
the other
like,
guy said we were supposed to stay, yes?
But that was before he.
But still, even a dead king, his laws are still enforced, yes? Uh-huh. He's not the king,
He's not
but
a king, he's a minister.
I didn't vote for him.
Our rooms.
Yes, right. Your rooms are right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pick whichever ones you like.
Okay. I'll take number 3.
what's behind door number 3?
It's a room.
A new
Nice
car.
4-poster bed. A tub with water in it that seems nice and warm.
Fantastic.
Yep. Wardrobe, in case you... But it doesn't have any clothes in it. Just for you to hang your clothes. Yeah.
Sure.
And all of the rooms are the same.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
There's a writing desk if you want to write anything.
I think I'd like to. I want to try and rest. Actually, what time of day is it? At this point?
It is probably about 5 o'clock in the evening.
Good enough to have time.
Did she say? Let's see. Kamea said that she'd send for me to take a look at, at Maximilian.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just be like, I need to spend some time in prayer. I'm waiting for Kamea to get me to take a look at the minister, see if I can undo any damage I caused.
That's
We're all meeting in Alomah's room right now.
Yeah. You're all crammed in.
By the way,
They're not big rooms.
if anyone asks about the giant bounder with fangs, I was not involved, but I was involved. But I was not involved.
What did you do?
You remember there was a gambling rink where all of the bounders were being eaten and squeak really sadly? Well, that guy, unfortunately, his herd was a little more unruly than he expected, and his whole estate was destroyed. Accidentally.
Did you destroy
No, I
a
did not.
farmer's estate?
I did nothing of the sort. I opened the gate. The rest,
On the inside
what
check.
happened, happened.
I want an insight check. I got an 18.
Deception against your...
If you want to, or if you want him to know.
He would. I mean, it's. I might have unlocked the biggest bounder I've ever seen. It had multiple legs, fangs, kind of scary.
Oh dear. Why did you just set it free?
Because it was in chains and it looked so sad. It reminded me of Darian. And he starts to try a little bit.
Sorry, I don't know what that means.
That's okay. He was a friend. But I did not like the way they were treating the animals. I went to their house. I might have knocked him out and killed all the survivors, but...
You killed a bunch
I did not kill them, per se. The giant bounder, this...
Who you set free?
So guilty by association? That doesn't work, right?
That sounds like involuntary manslaughter at the very least.
Something that Leah could help with, possibly.
We probably should tell
She's
her.
already got enough on her plate.
She just felt a shiver down her spine. Victor
I
doesn't
tell you
even-
now, I gave it just a subtle push to say go and be free, and instead of being free, it decided to massacre the man in his house. I don't know if anyone else was inside, but I did get this cool wand. I'll pull it out.
Yeah.
I guess this is probably evidence. I'm going to hide it. Put it in the bag.
What is it?
I don't know. Can you tell me?
Nope.
Does anything happen?
No,
to me?
nothing happens to you.
Okay, I trust you.
Tony Stark.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yep, I'll do a ritual. I will cast Identify on the wand. Or the rod, or whatever it was.
It is a wand.
I'm gonna try and take a short rest if I can.
You'll be able to take a short rest.
Hide.
Okay, I'm going to try and short rest.
But I just want you to be aware. So if
Wand
I'm,
of Orcus? Nah, I don't think so.
if I am,
I will also.
Oh no,
take
I'm
a
out of
short
hit dice
rest.
because I forgot I got really jacked up earlier. Is this the same day? It's been a long day.
This is a Wand of Paralysis.
Wand of Paralysis.
Yes. 7 charges. While holding it, you can use an action to expend one of its charges to cause a thin blue ray to streak from the tip towards a creature you can see. They must succeed on a DC 15 Constitution saving throw or be paralyzed for 1 minute.
I imagine they were probably using this to
Make a
incapacitate this poor creature in this barn. It was so sad. But it is free now.
For what it's worth, I think you did the right thing.
Thank you. I thought I did the right thing too.
Skeptical.
Minus the unfortunate, untimely end.
Sometimes things are out of your control.
Our maximum hit points are reduced.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, they're
No more
aid wears off.
That temp.
The temp?
No.
No, it's maximum.
Oh.
For those that had it, I think I cast it. I don't remember.
I don't
what
have
it was,
it.
but
It was,
Yeah, I still had it, so I had it off.
So yes, that's all. Just something to be aware of. I could be implicated, but there were no survivors. I don't think.
This innocent bounder farmer rancher.
Innocent.
He's dead.
He did. He was taking these poor bounders. He had them in cages. They couldn't even move around. They were on top of each other, and they were dirty.
And the farmer next door with his cattle. You're going to be killing him too.
Probably.
Victor's new goal: all farmers must die.
Speaking into the goblet.
What are you?
Yes, every farmer.
Every farmer. It depends.
I'm coming for you.
It depends. In this case, he was taking them, and they were not being used for help, for happiness, for like they were treated as items and not living creatures. I did not like it. Much like slavery. Yes.
How did
This
you
is for
know?
what you did to the minister.
How did you know that every bounder was being used for things like the fighting rink? Perhaps the rest of them were being sold as pulling carts.
Or slaughtered for food.
We can
They're delicious.
speculate all day, but it doesn't get us any closer
No,
to
I
what
don't.
we are trying to do. Right?
Yes,
true.
I agree.
Right.
I agree. Yes.
That's true.
I got you.
And so really, all I did was
relationship.
Hey, Zolos, do I need to attack Victor?
Victor will
We do
remember this.
Okay.
the arm.
Okay. So you are able to take a short rest. And as you do, like as you're finishing that up, dinner arrives.
Sorry, does he have the wand? I handed the wand back to you.
Okay.
You wrote it down?
It does
Yeah, I
require
have
an
it
attunement
down.
by a spellcaster, by the way.
It has to be because
I can't do anything with it. When do you want to?
Yeah, I'd take it. Does it require attunement, did you say?
Yes, it
Oh, just
requires
get
I
attunement.
only have one.
My attunements are full.
I think... Let me look at that.
Well, I'll hold on to it if we find a use for it.
Yeah,
So what was the
I'm
wand? What
full.
was it again? Sorry.
Wand of paralysis.
Oh, I have a slot.
Just make sure I
That's
have
pretty
one
good.
condition that this wand is never.
It's literally a cattle prod.
Paralysis is like the best condition you can inflict on an enemy next to dead.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. The dead condition.
The dead can.
Yep.
So it's really good.
The only condition that we keep this and we don't sell it is that it is not used on bounders ever again. Can we agree on that?
What if that giant one attacks us?
Not even
Or,
on him,
or the town?
because that peppermints was pretty.
You fed it a peppermints.
It looked hungry.
We are going to have a serious talk when we get back to the tower.
I mean, it was for old time's sake, yes?
Don't make me call you know who.
Oh no. He'll like immediately like,
Bolt doesn't pull that card very often.
Wait, who's your number?
Duly noted. You do not want
His,
Sarai or Eve or Mother or
The only person that can keep him
or
alive.
Lyra. None of these people should know.
Or keep him in
There's
line.
like five, you know.
Yeah.
Finding others, you're like, oh no, mom.
is it mom? Was it
Lyra, Eve, is it?
who? Which one in this array?
Is
of
it Darian? Darian.
Darian himself.
Darian just appears behind you.
people? Darian's
That
my
was
number.
like the evil god of the founders. You set him free.
It was the Strahd of Bounders.
Bounder Strahd.
Boundrovia.
All bounders united centuries ago to capture him.
Soon enough, my reign shall become again.
That was the big bad all along.
Yep. I've been waiting. This has been like the crux. So dinner arrives. It's a nice, neat affair, and there with it is a note from Kalmia saying, "I apologize for what happened in the dungeon. I am working on everything. Hopefully, I can get the rest of the council or the board on my side with this. I will keep you updated. Lay low." And then it has instructions. I'll come get you tomorrow.
Oh, great. In that case, I want to take a long rest.
Yep. So Alomah's gonna take a long rest.
9 hit dice to get back to me.
Victor will sleep on the
So I'm
floor.
going to take
Okay.
a long rest.
Just
I
said
will
lay
also
low.
take a long rest.
Lay low. Yep.
But before, so when the night happens, I want to do the astronomer's boon.
Oh yeah. I think I have it here. Preston, go ahead and roll me a d20, would you?
5.
5. Okay. No, you rolled me a crit before. That should give you what you need. You remember as you're
So
sitting
it's
there,
kinda
just kind of
laying
like
there.
meditating and relaxing, that where you recognize that woman from was your book.
Which constellation can I see? DM's discretion.
Wait, the big book of bounties?
Ooh, a bounder.
So you can start researching through that.
I'll start
flipping
rifling
the
through
book.
it on my short rest.
The drum tonight.
Right.
Yes. Okay. So go ahead and give me an investigation check. We'll see if you can get it before you have to fall asleep or before you collapse from exhaustion.
The investigation is not that great. 6.
6. You're not able to find it tonight. You'll have to try again tomorrow. But you know that it's in there somewhere.
Okay. So I'll just earmark or dog tail. I don't think it works in the magic book, but I'll do it anyway.
That works just fine. The book just gives a little bit of a whimper.
Ow!
Anything else that anybody would like to do in the evening, or is it just long rests all around?
Long rest.
Okay. Go ahead and take a long rest. There is no interruptions in the evening. There's no big events that occur. Right?
Victor will probably wake up ready
Right.
to look through the book. He's anxious to understand.
So give me another investigation check this morning. Does anybody want to, Alomah or Aramis, do you want to switch out any spells or anything like that for your prepared spells for the day?
I think I'm just gonna hang on to what I got for now.
I still have, well, I've got this restoration.
Not zone of truth.
I think we've done all our interrogating.
I still have remove curse. I kind of was wanting to pick up some sort of water spell.
Oh yeah.
But
That's
the
only
problem
if,
is
that's only if Preston decides that he's not going to make it next week, right?
the only spells that I would swap out.
Has to be a goal now. We have to burn down something.
Every time I leave, something's
Yeah.
got to get torched. Because Victor always comes back and says, I always miss the bonfire.
Okay, actually,
We just always stand around burning buildings and sing, I said maybe. And we all just have a good time without you.
I'm gonna swap out Cure Wounds because I've got Healing Word and I've got other heal spells. Cure Wounds is kind of lame.
I agree, actually. Compared to like when I was playing my Druid the other night, I had both of them, and at the end of that session, I was like, I'm going to trade out Cure Wounds because
I think that the healing totem that you used,
the Healing Spirit.
healing spirit, is
the unicorn.
fantastic.
Yep.
Or I mean,
For me, it was an otter because audience from the ocean. But,
Yeah, those are super.
so,
It does a lot of healing.
quick D&D ruling on that. So the Healing Spirit says that it heals somebody at the start of their turn, etc. The Chalice form on Astral form, I interpret it as it only affects when you first cast the spell.
Right.
It's not every time that
Right.
it heals, right? Okay, perfect. That's what I was curious on.
Yeah.
Also, I totally realized that you can Starry form and then go into Wild Shape as well. There's no restriction on it, which doesn't really help me right now, but it opens up a lot of possibilities down the line.
all right. I'm just trying to find what I want to replace this with here.
Okay.
They went into a library and got beat up by a bunch of swarms of books and animated.
A rug of smothering.
Rug of smothering.
Oh, I
animated
hate words of
armory.
smothering.
Yeah,
Our
it was-
paladin's just like
I
walking
think it
the road,
was
just like woof.
I think it was like our second or third game. Or maybe it was later on. I don't know. We were in some sort of like cabin.
Oh,
and
that
we were
was
walking around, and I got wrecked by a rug of smothering, and I could not get
I know
out.
which one it was.
Nobody could help me.
Yeah.
That was the one where the white.
That was the bearskin rug, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think
It
so.
was bearskin rug of
Rug of
smothering.
smothering.
And then we tried to steal the tapestry, but we couldn't fit it.
Yeah, that's right. It was the Hunter's Lodge.
Yeah, the Hunter's
Well, the
Lodge.
worst part about it is when it gets attacked, it takes half the damage and puts it into its victim.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
That's why I was like, guys, help. Oh, no, stop helping me.
It was like that time that you dropped the cloaker on
Yeah, the cloaker.
our heads, you know?
Put it on his head and then
All right,
dropped
I'm
around.
Those are fun.
What,
Those are fun monsters.
What did you decide on?
Sleet Storm.
Sleet Storm. Alrighty.
A 1 minute long freezing rain and sleet.
Okay.
Does it have a height restriction? Because I always hate when they have height restrictions.
20-foot tall cylinder with a 40-foot
So it
radius.
has to be 20 feet tall.
Well, no,
Fit.
I mean you don't like it.
Probably up to 20 feet.
It's not like
to?
you can't
Okay.
cast the spell if you
Because
don't
I know
have
there's some
room
of them
for
that's
it.
like you have to have a certain amount
I
of
think
height.
the only
I
one
hate
that's like
those
that's like
so much.
daylight, you have to be outside or
Daylight,
something.
and then,
like that,
like,
or have to be able to see.
Call
the sky.
lightning, I thought.
You have to be outside in the day, and then you can cast daylight.
Yeah.
Just to be able to see the
Behold.
sky.
the daylight.
sun.
I don't think so.
I thought Call Lightning had something where it was like you had to have a certain amount of space for the clouds to live in or something.
There's
Yes.
a couple druid
Something
ones that are
Or
like that.
control weather or something.
control
like
weather.
that.
It's control weather.
Because I always hated it because it's like as a druid you go inside
Isn't
and
there the
you're
lightning?
useless.
Isn't there the lightning one or something?
That's called
It just
lightning.
says. It just says.
Which
yeah,
is what you do. You do dragon astral form, turn into a bear, and then maintain your concentration on call lightning, and then just lightning bolt as you're mauling people as a bear.
Yeah, it says the spell fails if you
From
can't
their
see a
bears and
point.
lightning, very, very frightening.
If you can't see a point in the air where the storm cloud could appear.
Yeah.
But it's a 10-foot tall cloud with a 60-foot radius, I guess. So
And most of the time we're putting it on outside.
You
of
gotta
the
be
putting
quiet
it
the rest of the
outside.
night. Can you do that? Can you do that? Sorry.
It'll be the fire brigade.
Dallin, are you going to go watch Cocaine Bear?
Oh my gosh.
That
looks so dumb
It
but
looks
funny.
bad, but it's based on a true story, and like the story is wild. I don't know
Yeah.
if you've ever read
Oh
it
yeah,
or
I
looked
have.
into it.
Yeah.
It's insane. I can't believe
That's
it's
crazy.
true. But it looks like they're turning it into kind of just like a crappy B grade comedy.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
all right,
Alrighty.
Yeah.
So, first thing in the morning,
Yes.
before anyone wakes up, I want to go and knock on Alomah's door.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll open it.
Bolt, how'd you sleep?
I don't actually sleep,
right.
but
Sorry.
I did get some rest. Thank you. And how about yourself?
I slept marvelously.
Good. Maybe you can help me now. I'm going to pull the scepter out and be like, this is the cursed item that Victor gave me.
Right.
You're listening from the other room.
Chewing my sleep. Going back to sleep.
Shep, no.
Yes, let me see if there's something I can do with it.
Don't grab it.
Of course.
I'm going to put it down on the writing table.
And he'll just kneel down and just kind of pray over it and ask Lunera to give her blessing to remove any curse, and I'll cast
Suddenly
curse.
dies. Falls to the floor.
Roll me a D20 religion check as well, please. The remove curse is going to succeed, but I want to see something else.
Ooh.
Natural 20.
Natural 20. Holy crap. Well, I had something in mind for a natural 20, and I shouldn't have thought about it. So you rest your fingers down onto it as Lunera's light fills your fingertips, and you can see this kind of darkness reaching up and trying to grasp them, and you just like push her aura into it, and it flares out and it banishes whatever darkness. You can regain cure wounds as you need. It banishes every other spell in there and removes the curse, and in its place is a glowing scepter that is kind of changed from the kind of dodecahedron head, and instead is kind of this almost like moon glow. And you pick it up, and you know exactly what this is in your head, because it's basically being delivered to you by your goddess. This is a rod of lordly might.
Whoa!
Congratulations on your natural 20.
Oh,
Preston's like,
Cory's
I'm not the piece.
Probably, but that's all right.
well, at least he's not going to use the ladder for like nefarious weird things.
He'll kind
Oh,
of,
there's a
he'll
hallway
kind
of
of
20
hold
people?
it.
Ladder.
He'll kind of hold it with reverence and be like,
That was unexpected. Bolt.
Yes.
Oh, you get one other thing as you do it. You get a vision in your head of your goddess. The first look
Sugar
that you've
plums.
ever gotten at your goddess. And I'm going to give you this vision as a picture, basically, of the figure. But you'll just have to keep it to yourself, and you can describe it, but I don't want you to, like, show it around.
Okay.
That makes sense. So, give me
Because
a
I haven't painted it yet.
yeah, while I'm waiting for that, I'll say,
Bolt. Where did you say you got this?
This is Victor handed this to me, and it took my magic, but
Right.
he got it. It was in the glade, right?
Wasn't it at the bottom of
Alomah.
that tree in Halaben Sanctum where there was like
Where
the
there's all
corpses
the
like in
corpses,
the...
yeah.
Yeah, they were like in the
that's right.
brambles or something.
Yeah,
I was like,
that's
yeah,
right.
The
I
corpse
remember.
mines or whatever.
yeah.
This was the same place where we encountered those two halflings, and I obtained this locket from them. This appears also to be an artifact of Lunera,
Oh,
as you can see by the
message it to him. Discord.
I'm going to let him move it around if he wants to.
It's too tempting.
Thank you,
Your
Preston.
eyes can't build
You'll get
it.
an epic
You would be
once this is
just
over.
like Indiana Jones and you would melt, so...
It's true.
It's good that you don't do it.
so
true.
yeah, she's, I would describe her as
But dummy thick, right?
as a what?
Dummy thick.
Like, it means you got a big badonkadonk. And
Oh
so
yeah,
also
she's
big
she's-
thighs.
she is curvaceous.
she could crush a watermelon.
And I am not
She's got a dump.
complaining.
Crush a moon.
In fact,
You
Alomah is even
good?
more enamored.
Yes.
We gotta change our name now. It's not Wayward Watch. It's the
She's-
Lunera's Big Daddy Dumper or whatever.
That's right.
She is like a
Thanks,
purple and blue hued like skin that almost is like translucent in places. Wearing like gold clothing.
Are you or is this Alomah telling
Yes.
telling Bolt?
Yeah.
Okay.
I had a vision of her, and she is more
beautiful even than I imagined, with purple and skin the color of the night, translucent.
Guys, he's waxing poetic again.
Actually, it's probably waning poetic.
Take it out, guys.
He's got a whole bag. He doesn't need any more.
He deserves them for good jokes
In
too.
golden apparel with eyes that one could lose themselves in, dark as twilight.
And that scepter
Right.
is now, or was
Is
always.
to have recovered its original form, I suppose.
Is there a place in it for the locket so it's like Power Rangers where you put them together and draw them up?
It's already powerful enough, thank you very much. So, no.
Assemble
In the name
all
of the
pieces.
moon, I will punish you.
If you would allow it, might I hold on to it?
When you got rid of whatever curse was on it, I feel less restricted. That makes sense. I have a feeling now if I focus a little bit, I can probably get back to where I can help heal if needed.
Wonderful.
But yes, I don't have any use for it, so please, if you can use it, please do.
I hope that this might lead me one step closer to finding her. It's pretty awesome. Yeah, it is. Now I gotta figure out what magic item to...
it is amazing.
It is like the one magic item that if you don't have an attunement slot, you get one for it.
Yeah.
It would be even more amazing if you were a melee character.
How cool would it be if for
Which I
like
will
50,000 gold you could buy an attunement slot?
Would you let me cast Shillelagh on it?
What is the wording for shillelagh?
It's like a quarterstaff or a club.
I don't know.
Scepter's kind of a club.
Hey, I'm pretty sure it can change forms.
Magical
So-
battle axe. We've got
Flame tongue sword. You have
magic
a ladder.
ladder.
Spear. Ladder's a 50-foot ladder, but it's a pole with bench sticks out of it.
Battering ram.
Battering ram.
Sweet,
It
let's
also has
siege
the
all the
ability to,
castles.
once per day, you can
We have one
make something
right now we
afraid
can
of
cast
you.
with.
You can pull some of
Break
its
down all the doors.
essence and get like life back.
You know what? It is an artifact of your goddess. Yes, you can cast shillelagh on it.
It's gotta
I'm insane.
be in the membrane.
I'm taking away your armor in the next couple episodes, so be prepared.
You can take away my Arcanist gauntlet.
the first time you turn on the flame tongue sword, like all the wood armor just catches fire and
Yeah, the iron leaves
disappears.
Oh, I have to figure out. I might. Well, anyway. Yeah.
I will say in its basic configuration, you can cast shillelagh on it.
Okay.
So if it's going to be something else, it's obviously going to be that specific magic item. So
It's gonna be the Zeus where like flick and then poof, there goes all Alomah's clothes.
yeah.
You flick too hard.
And then there's actually some footsteps down the hall.
Okay.
And Kalmia stops and she goes, "Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you were up already. I was about to come say good morning."
Yes, just going through our morning prayers.
I just needed his help with something, but what can I do for you?
Well, actually, I was coming to grab Alomah to check on Maximilian.
Don't be warned, he's very poetic this morning.
I like poetry.
Her hair was of this shimmering samite. Sorry.
Oh, interesting.
Eyes so deep you could get lost in them.
I have to apologize about yesterday. Unfortunately, we did have an early morning meeting with the board this morning, and I won't be able to get you in to speak anymore with Rash. I've been overruled by the other board members, unfortunately. Did you get anything useful out of him?
Quite a bit, honestly.
He seems to be working for Grim? What, is that a person or is that like an organization?
Group was the Harried
Business
Arrow.
partner.
Grim and Thervix were business partners, and they would be here in 2 days.
So I've never heard of a.
Yes, I relay all that.
I've never heard of a. I mean, if you guys want to
You're
wake up at this point, you can as well.
just mumbling it in your sleep over and over again.
Yeah.
Victor's just gonna come out with his.
Yeah, that's how you know it. I've literally been laying there, like, 2 days, Thervix.
I've never heard of a Grim.
Neither have I, but have you? Like as Aramis?
I don't think so.
The Harried Arrow sounds less like an organization, more like a ship of some kind.
Those are kind of my thoughts as well.
I suppose I could look in the book. Grim.
What was your investigation check, by the
That
way?
was a 16 plus
16?
1, 17.
You do find the picture of Grim.
First page.
First page.
Most
wanted.
She is wanted for various
Wait, was she Grim?
thefts.
Dark-haired
Various.
wild lady? Is that Grim?
Indeed, she was.
Look who I found. How convenient.
The one that told us her name was Bored.
What a liar.
Yes.
That's Mona's bodyguard.
Well, apparently she works with this Theravix, which your god has sent you to take care of. And Resh has worked for them as well, capturing people for slavery.
This proves a problem. Kamer, how do we convince a man that his lover, his wife, his loved one is really bad business?
I surely don't know.
That's it. We will kill
Proof.
them both.
No, killing is
What kind of?
illegal.
Oh,
I don't know.
sorry.
Physical
I said that out
evidence. Unfortunately, getting information out of somebody is fine, but you also need extra evidence in order for any law mage to consider it valid.
We don't need the law mages. They're all gone. Remember? The thing had exploded, and then we all remember now. They're all gone.
Oh,
No, not the Arcanum.
they
Like
kill us.
actual law mages.
the
Oh!
yes.
So forgive my ignorance. I don't really know the law. I just do my job, you know?
I don't really know the law.
That's apparent. Okay. Evidence. If you believe that Grim is involved, I might be able to get you into her room. But it's going to take some cunning, and I'm afraid that some of you are a little ill-equipped for
In the
sneaking
bodyguard.
around.
I might be able to help there.
Oh, good.
With my goddess's help, she can cloak us in a bit of darkness that will aid.
What's this face?
Victor wants to just like slip away and like walk up behind her really close, quietly. I rolled a natural 20 on my stealth check. That's why I was. But I want to just sneak up really behind her and say,
Actually, it is with his help.
She goes, Nani!
But wait, first, do you want me to look in?
That would
on
be
the
a
minister?
36.
Yes, please. The minister would be top priority. And yeah, you do like sneak up behind her and startle her.
They will not know we were even there.
Perfect. I'm gonna have to go take a couple calming drafts after this.
My apologies. I have that effect on women.
I do know that if we announce that you are looking
That's
into
not
the minister,
been my experience.
it will
Lyra has
it
told
will
me
draw
something.
Mona there as well. She'll be concerned, which will draw her bodyguard with her, which would be the perfect opportunity if perhaps
So I might not be with them.
it would make it a little easier. It's up to you. I mean, you're the adventurers here. I'm just
No, point taken.
You keep watch. You sneak in.
That
You
might-
go there.
That might be the best.
What do I do? Should I sneak?
I could carry you in.
Why don't you?
I'll keep
Why
watch.
don't you keep watch with Bolt?
backpack mode.
We'll both keep watch.
Sure.
We're
Boots
just back to
speed.
back, looking down the hallway either direction.
Boots of speed, Zephyr strike, backpack mode.
well. If that sounds good, let's get started. All right, and she'll turn around and she'll shout and say, "Guard, we're gonna go see the minister now." That should do it. Word gets around the castle really fast.
All right.
Good luck. And she's going to
I'm gonna
lead
just
you off.
before I go, I'm gonna cast guidance on Victor.
Oh, and she does give you instructions on where exactly to go. She's not gonna, just gonna.
So I will wait. I will wait far enough away that I can still message Aramis, send message, But if the bodyguard Grim comes back, I want to try to stall her.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
Is it on the way?
I'm sure she knows some good buttresses somewhere.
Right. Is it on the way? Do we go by where the dungeon is at any point where I'd be close enough to make Cinderhearth just kind of like close my eyes and listen to see if there's anything in the vicinity that's changed wildly?
It wouldn't be by the dungeon, unfortunately. You're kind of going up into the upper levels.
Okay, no worries.
All right, so let's go ahead and we'll start with Alomah.
Okay.
You step into the room. It's kind of dark and musty. All the curtains have been drawn. You can tell like it smells like somebody's been sick in here for a long time, right? And in fact, Kalmia has like a handkerchief over her nose to kind of block the smell, and she goes, "He's just over there in the bed."
Yep, I'll go check him, and maybe just do like a medicine check. See if I can tell what's ailing him.
Okay, go ahead and give me a medicine check. So Mona actually is going to step into the room at that point as well as you're kind of checking him over, and she goes, "What is he doing here?" And Kalmia is just like, "He said he would check her over," blah, blah, blah. And they start like conversing really quickly and really.
It's an 11.
Argumentative. 11. You're not quite sure what the issue is.
Okay.
You don't. It doesn't feel like a sickness that you're aware of, but it's kind of hard to tell. Just kind of by, doing the usual like back of a hand checking the tongue. That doesn't really work in this case because his tongue's already purple.
I'm gonna cast Lesser Restoration.
Okay.
Which, just in case you need to know, you can end either one disease or one condition afflicting it.
Okay.
The condition can be blinded, deafened, paralyzed, or poisoned.
So what would you like to end? Or attempt to
disease.
Okay. So you kind of lay your hand on his forehead. You start mumbling a little bit, and you hear Mona go, "I do not want him around talking about some hick goddess that he seems to worship. Him alone." And she's like, it's making it a little bit hard. So give me a concentration check, basically.
The spell transforms into fireball, point blank.
That's a 25.
Yeah, so you're able to push past your own righteous anger at Mona, and you feel that kind of moonlight wash over Maximilian again, and a little bit more color returns to his face. He still looks pale, but he's definitely looking a little healthier at this point.
That looks better.
Maybe I will try. I don't have like detect. No. I think I'll try it again, but see if I can remove poison.
Okay. All right. So as you do, again, it kind of washes over, and you hear the breathing become regular again. It's no longer a rattling breath, or it's no longer shallow. It's just nice and deep, and the skin pretty much returns to what you assume is his normal color. And he kind of shifts a little bit and opens his eyes and goes, "What? I'm sorry. Did I pass out during our conversation again?"
You did, Minister. I've been tending to you. You seem to have contracted some sort of disease, but there was something a little more nefarious that went along with it. I'm not sure.
The best clerics have looked me over, and none of them have found anything.
Well, none of them were servants of Aneria.
Well, she sounds like a fine goddess then. Someone that I would pay my respects to. You hear some shuffling behind you, by the way.
May I ask quickly, do you know anyone that you would suspect of foul play on your life?
Well, I mean, people are always trying to off the minister. You know how it is. You make enemies, but nobody has been really looking for it. And then you hear it. You kind of get pushed out of the way unless you try and like resist it. Yeah. And Mona kind of like falls, and she starts like weeping openly, like, "I'm so glad that you're better. Oh, I was so worried about you."
I want to insight check
Okay,
her
go ahead.
to see if she's being sincere. I want to use my inspiration to
Okay.
insight check her again, since I rolled a 3. That's better. Oh, my insight is really high. Oh, it's wisdom based. 28.
Crocodile tears.
Okay.
My friend, crocodile
Okay.
tears. And you do, like, as you kind of notice it, you glance over and you notice that the bodyguard is not there. Which brings us over to the three of you. So, Bolt is standing the farthest, watch, and then Aramis is standing outside the door. Is that right?
Yeah.
While Victor enters in.
Yep.
Okay. So let's go ahead and get some perception checks from Bolt and Aramis, and let's get a perception or investigation.
Okay.
From Victor.
17.
17.
17.
Nice.
Perception, and I am going to add
We're both looking like in unison. Like,
6. I'll add that to it. So that's going to be 11 plus 5, 16.
16. Okay. So we'll start with inside the room. Victor, you're going through, and at first you just start kind of going through the drawers and everything. Then you stop. There's a person that's on the bounty book. This is somebody who, and you kind of think back to what you saw with Mona and her callous hands, more a demeanor that befits a rogue such as yourself, right? And so you start prying up floorboards.
Okay. I'll probably like walk to the edge and you know how you can kick floorboards and slide them out or whatever, see if there's any false ones.
And you do find a false one. And you pull out what appears to be like this just kind of brown satchel. And you start rifling through it. At which point we'll go outside, where both of you hear footsteps coming down the hall. And
I'm going to move towards them.
Okay. Bolt, you come around the corner, and the bodyguard is right there.
Oh.
And she stops. She goes,
Miss, I've been looking for you.
I don't have time for you. Out of my way. Yeah.
I mean, I'd imagine I'm quite a bit bigger.
Yeah, you are. You are definitely taking out most of the. Yeah.
I just want to apologize for earlier. I think we got off on the wrong foot. I'm Bolt of the Wayward Watch. You seem to be deep in thought. And
Yes, I'm
I
very
interrupted
occupied
you.
at the moment. I don't have time. Whatever. Apology accepted. And she tries to go around you again.
But I would like to know, what is your name? It's very proper and polite.
Lydia.
Lydia. Is there a last name?
Just Lydia.
Where are you from?
Your eyes start switching. I am asking you to move.
Yes. I can't imagine anything would be so pressing that you'd need to run there.
I have a lot of duties, and some of them are pressing. Now, if you don't mind, are you doing anything with this?
Do I hear?
You are.
I'm talking very
hearing
loud.
it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will knock on the door, so kind of quietly, so that Victor can hear. Just like
Okay.
give you a signal.
Alright, so I'll hear it.
Okay. Yeah.
Can I at least... Can I buy you a drink sometime to apologize?
I don't drink.
Food, maybe? Surely you eat.
You don't.
I'm just guessing. Most people do. I do not. But generally, the kind of, squishy usually eat.
Meat bags.
I appreciate what you're trying to do, but if you don't get out of my way, I'm going to make you get out of my way.
While the conversation's happening, I'll finish rifling through.
Are you threatening me?
Yes, I am threatening you. Got through that thick metal skull of yours finally, huh?
It's not that thick. I'd say probably only, 15 to 20 millimeters.
What's a millimeter?
Yeah, exactly.
She's going to try and force her way around you at this point.
I'll let her, but I'll. Oh, okay. Well, that was a good talk. If you want a meal, please come find me.
Are you exiting the room?
Describe the room again for me.
It's just kind of the standard same room that you.
The four-poster bed.
Yeah,
type
four-poster bed.
Is there any
writing
place
desk.
there enough room that I could hide under the bed?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so I will finish looking through the satchel. Do I find anything of import?
Yeah. Give me a nature check, please, because you do find some jars of various things.
I rolled it for the earlier 15, 16, 17. Nature, you said?
Yes.
18 total.
18. Again, you're a rogue. You've dealt with poisons before. And there are some poisons in a few of these vials. There's some other stuff that, like, you, like, pop the top open and then you quickly close it because it looks like it's, like, spores of some kind.
Caustic, okay.
Yeah.
So I will take... I'll take a couple of those vials, and then I'm going to hide under the bed, and I'm going to plant the vials in the mattress or in the straw or however it's... I want to try and plant those there and just stealth into that area.
Okay.
That's a...
You're not going to hold on to him?
No, because I want the guards to find it in her room, is what he would be thinking. Because if she moves the satchel and he comes back and there's no satchel, then whatever. How many vials? Like, would it be noticeable if like one or two went missing? Would he be able to pilfer like 2 for under the bed?
Yeah, and, like there's a lot of vials and stuff in there.
Okay, so he'd grab probably
it's like a poisoner's kit.
One of each of the stuff, and then kind of just
slip it and then put the rest back.
Put the rest back, and then he'd stick it in the floorboard.
And what was your stealth?
The stealth is a 15 plus my 16, so that's going to be 20.
Okay.
31.
Aramis, what about you? What do you...
Seeing that he's not coming out, I'm going to just grab my loot, walk down the hall, and pretend I'm just strumming and walking.
Okay.
Not doing anything
give
suspicious
me
at all.
a check here.
Not
just
that
you're
dice.
just playing a song like "Here I am walking through the halls,
doing nothing
14?
nefarious.
practicing."
She rolled a
my
natural one,
chords.
so she's just barreling past you. She doesn't give you any mind at all.
And there goes a lady, kind of rudely, right past me.
Yeah, exactly.
And she's going to burst into the room, Victor.
Okay.
Her passive perception definitely does not meet your 31 stealth. You like slipped under the bed and then you like grabbed the post and you pulled yourself up, so you're even less there. And she's going to run right over and she's going to just kind of like knock the floorboard loose like you did and just push it away. And she's going to grab the satchel and run out of the room.
Okay. I'll lower myself to the floor. I'm going to pull out the Goblet of Mass Sending. And I'm going to write down 2 meets dead guards. There is a woman with a satchel of poison that was used against blah blah blah. Here's her description.
Okay. Okay.
Do you have to speak into it, or do you drop notes?
I think I had to write it in like Goblet of Fire style.
Yeah, that works. I think you
So
can
he'd
speak
send it,
and
and,
find it. Okay.
and then he'd kind of come out. He'd just kind of stealth out of the room, kind of closing, looking, make sure nobody kind of sees him, and then catch up with these guys.
The rest of you start hearing quite a commotion. A bunch of guards are talking to each other rapidly. You can hear them all like talking about the same general thing, like, that sounds like the bodyguard. That sounds like Mona's bodyguard. Lady Mona's bodyguard. And she kind of like looks up and over. Her face is a little bit pale and she's got tears in her eyes. And then you hear, there she is. She's got the kit. That's exactly like the voice in my head said. And they all start like, you hear there's even more commotion.
They just sound super crazy.
Victor just kind of walks in, just like.
And so you exit the room. Maximilian kind of pulls himself up, and she's like, "No, dear, you're too weak." And he's like, "It's fine. What the heck is going on out there?" And you all walk out, and you see that there are a dozen guards, and they've got their halberds trained on Mona, who is standing, or not Mona, Grim, who is standing there, or Lydia, if you prefer. And she's holding a satchel in her hand, and she just kind of hangs her head and she goes, "Shit." And that's where we're going to end tonight. Yeah. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. It was a absolutely wonderful session. Inspiration.
Oh, thanks.
Colby. If you have it, you can pass it on.
I need it now.
Specifically, I really enjoyed your blatant, like, this old man is taking tonics. Dispel magic.
Lose Theramon.
I was thinking he was gonna like transform into like something else. He just keels over. Like,
he's gonna be like a Yanti or something.
But thank you everybody for joining us. We had a wonderful time tonight. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Ring the dinger down below. Join us on Twitch and YouTube on Fridays at 7 p.m. for either an art or paint stream. You'll know which one it is when you come join us. It's fun. And thank you to Syrinscape for all the wonderful sound effects like
Victor falling out of the bed.
There's a poisonous cat! But until next time, have a wonderful day, evening, night, whatever. Goodbye.
Thanks, guys.
See you guys.
Awesome.
That was fun.
I was expecting him to not like fall over, but like hit whatever enchantment had been done
Falls,
from the things would be like, did I get married?
He's like, crap. He's like King.
Oh no,
King
the fifth marriage.
Theoden,
Yeah.
or-
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
kick that in. And
yeah.
But if Wormtongue was hot and married him, I guess. Wait, no, sorry, Brad Dwarf is
I mean,
hot.
some people find it.
I'm 20 years younger.
Right? I guess.
Yeah.
Not actually old at all.
What happened to my son?
With liver
my
spots.
fingers would love to grip its old blade again.